All right. What's up, Renegades? Welcome. It is Renegade Con. I am Ruel Gaviola, and I am fired up to be here. It's the start of a great weekend of gaming here on at Renegade Con, and so welcome. Hang out with us. Got a great workshop coming up. Before we get started, though, want to remind you, please join the Discord. Follow us on all the socials here at Renegade Game Studios, Play Renegade, and so forth. You can find us everywhere on the interwebs because you don't want to miss out on anything, especially right now, because we're going to be giving out a few codes for wardlings here on Roll20. So stick around. We're going to run that giveaway in chat. And speaking of chat, please be respectful. Don't make us bust out the banhammer on y'all. We're here to have a good time, be friendly. We're going to learn a bunch of stuff here on Roll20. Now, Roll20 is a virtual tabletop space. I've had the pleasure of using it here with Renegade when we ran the Wordlings campaign, and we've got an expert to tell us all about it. Whether you're brand new to the platform or if you're a grizzled veteran, you're going to get something out of this. So let me introduce our co-host, Trivia Fox, the associate producer of role-playing games here at Renegade Game Studios. Hello, Trivia. Welcome. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing good, Rel. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm hanging in there. I'm so excited for this. Trivia, you have a long history with role-playing games, correct?
Yeah, so I've been playing role-playing games since I was a wee baby playing homebrew second edition AD&D with, the FACO sheets and all that. So I'm super excited to be a new member of Renegade, working on all the cool tabletop stuff that we got coming. And I've
Yes.
actually been playing on Roll20 since I'm looking at it right now, 2013.
Oh,
So,
wow.
with nearly a decade of Roll20 experience, I am excited to teach people how to start playing on Roll20, maybe some cool tricks, even if you know a bunch on Roll20. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's awesome. Well, thank you again for joining us and taking the time to share your knowledge with all of us. With that being said, I'm going to turn it over to you, and I'm going to follow your lead as we dive into Roll20.
Yeah, so all right, and I think my screen is up, right, for Roll20? Yes, awesome. So I have already made a Wordlings game just because I wanted to get some stuff set up in advance. But just in case you are brand new, never done anything, this is your first time on Roll20, and you have purchased this beautiful Wordlings campaign from the marketplace, you're just going to go to create a new game, and it's going to think about it. And then, I'm sorry, I have a lot of Roll20 stuff, but you're just going to click right here on Wordlings, name your game, and you'll be right where I am. So consider that step one. And we're going to launch this game. And here we go, crafting all the spells lists.
Nice.
So you start out on this beautiful page, and this is what all your players will see. So, even if you have maps and whatnot, it'll start your players out here and not show them any of the secrets.
Hmm.
And so what you get is a whole bunch of you get all the maps from inside, um, and cool stuff like that. But I will start with the most important information, which you'll find over here on the journal, which is everything from inside the book. Um, so, there's some adventures and things like that in there, and you can read through those. The adventures all have these cool handouts. So they've got all the
Oh.
the nice illustrations, which you can actually show to players. Because in the Roll20 versions of products, they keep all of the secret stuff in a GM notes section
Hmm.
in each handout. So it keeps everything secret. Um, and so they come with pre-generated characters. So let's say that you're playing with little ones, people that don't want to make their own characters, ready to just get started. And they don't have character art, which I think is a really cool opportunity for if you are playing with kids or anyone artistic, they are able to upload their own art, right? So,
Oh,
you know,
that's cool.
have a cool thing where they get to draw with crayons, whatever they like. And there are a whole bunch of resources for token makers online. So you just upload a picture and it'll go ahead and put a frame on it. But I want to show how to actually get a token in Roll20, just in case nobody's done that before. So I'm gonna get rid of our star picks token here. And I'm cheating because I actually make tokens and I have them on
Oh, wow.
Roll20. So can you see my little selections that I
Yeah.
have here? Okay,
Yep.
awesome. Not sure with Zoom which it was gonna show me, but we can. So if I'm picking from some tokens,
Oh, those are really
uh,
cool.
oh, thank you. Let's go with this fun haver. This looks like a nice dwarf. So that'll upload it as the avatar.
Hmm.
Let me click and we save changes. And so now we have a little character portrait here. Here's a cool, background and everything like that to get you into the character. And then the character sheets are completely filled out. So this is a first level character. So we've already got all of the class abilities ready to go. The entire inventory is filled out with, arrows and ball bearings and
Hmm.
whatever else a rogue might like.
I,
And
I
then,
love
oh
that.
yeah.
So for someone that's brand new to this, I mean, it's really easy to jump right in and have that pre-generated character, right? And all they need to do is upload, like if they want to, they upload a little token.
Yeah, if you want to personalize it or just use the text token.
Oh, that's
Um,
fantastic.
and then, so what the thing that drew me to Roll20 is how easy it is to do all of the like number crunching in role playing games. Because I personally have dyscalculia, so like
Ooh,
trying to add a bunch of numbers in my head has always been something that's been frustrating in role playing games, even though I love them so very much. So,
right.
if you're wanting to do a little attack with his rapier,
Uh-huh.
it's right there. It's already here. And
Oh,
so every Roll20 game, all the marketplace products have advantage turned on as a default.
okay.
So then it doesn't ask you every time, right? It'll definitely do that. You can set it up with whatever you like,
Hmm.
to be like, do you have advantage this roll? You can say yes or
Right.
no, but I just like to have it in there. And so like let's say 11 hits. We're hitting the broadside of a barn today. I can just click the attack and it'll give me the damage. And it's already calculated with the extra, dexterity damage from this being a finesse weapon and everything there.
Okay.
So
Awesome. We've got some. Oh, by the way, I just want to shout out everyone in
yeah.
chat. Yes, please let us know if you have any questions, and we're going to answer them as we go along here. Of course, I'm going to defer to the expert trivia
Oh
on
yeah.
these things, but there are a couple of questions. I see Amanda McKnight is in chat. Thank you, Amanda, for the questions. Is there a way to upload your own character sheets, trivia?
So you'll need to do them if you're making a new character. I can show how that goes.
Hmm.
So let's add a character. So it gives you little randomized names right here. And again, you
Hmm.
can upload those tokens and whatnot. Um, just to talk about the other fields here, because I feel like it can be a little intimidating. You can
Yeah.
actually set who can see characters, right? So if you're the GM making a game and you have your players, you can make sure that they have access to their characters
Oh,
right
okay.
here. Because as a default, it's assuming, like, oh, you're making monsters, you're making NPCs. So you want to make sure to set those two fields. But this is just me. It's just us here, so we don't need to
Right.
fill out any of that. And here's the character sheet. So when you are making a new character, it gives you a few options. One, you can use the Character Mancer, which is a character building tool for Roll20. Two, you can create an NPC, which will give you a different sort of stat block. If you're used to looking in the monster manual or anything like that, it's a shorter stat block, right?
Mhm.
It doesn't need all the personality traits and ideals and bonds and whatnot. Or you can just edit the sheet directly. So if we were gonna edit the sheet directly, it's just there, and it's a blank character sheet ready for you to fill out. So I
Oh,
can
cool.
put in my 15 strength, I can put in 10 dexterity, and as you can see while I'm putting things in, it's changing those modifiers,
Nice.
and it's also then changing them across the sheet, right? So now I have a +2 to my athletics. And then as you level up, so let's see, let's fighter int level 5. It'll actually change that proficiency bonus for
Oh,
you too. So um,
very
even though you haven't
cool.
gone through the whole, character builder wizard, it's got all that in there, and it even calculates how much your gold weighs.
Oh, no
So,
way.
yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, see, those type of things, that's definitely that would totally help me, because again, I'm not the whole math thing, it's sort of like beyond me, and this definitely helps.
And so this is not a finalized character
Right.
at all, but like let's say that we want a long sword. And again, I have a bunch of Roll20 products. So if you have a free account, yours will look a little slimmer in the search
Mhm.
functionality, but the OGL and like the SRD, so the basic rules are already loaded into Roll20 for every account. So we can just drag on over a longsword onto the sheet,
Oh, cool.
and there we go, and we get the one-handed version and the two-handed version, since it does more damage if you use both hands. So and then
Very
I can
nice.
click on that and it's already there. So that kind of stuff is it you know makes it so easy to play and
Yeah.
start playing, right? So
So
yeah.
you've been using this for a long time. Has I mean, you've seen a lot of changes over the years. I feel like like this makes it pretty much as simple as possible for someone to get into it. Do you find that to be true?
Yeah, I feel like the getting into the character sheets is absolutely a way to get online very quickly, right? Like
Hmm.
there's a little bit, I would say there's a little bit of learning curve to any form of technology, right?
Right.
But the everything is in there if you want to play with it. And you can even, if you are a power gamer and you enjoy getting into all the bells and whistles and everything, you can go click this gear and get into some fancy stuff that deals
Nice.
with homebrew or um, extra book content, things like that. But
Awesome.
if you're just looking, I've been playing pen and paper my whole life. We just started playing on Roll20. Just get a blank sheet, bring over things, one by one, and start from there. Or I'll make a new character and show the character mancer for just a second.
Okay.
'Cause um, I worked on the team that helped make this happen. So I have
Ah,
a little bit of loyalty to this very fun tool
awesome.
while I was over at Roll20. So this is just a character builder. So it starts from choosing your race, and then it gives you every race you have access to. Again, I
Oh,
have a lot
wow.
of Roll20 products. Yours shouldn't look like this. It's a little intimidating. But so if you have the SRD, it's just the basic ones. And you choose your race, and it shows you everything there. It gives you the pretty book art. If you've purchased the books, you get to choose your sub races, high elf and whatnot. Um, and then same with classes. And then you can actually level up classes as you go, and it'll give you access to the subclasses all the way to, spells, where you get to actually choose the spells that you have access to.
Wow.
So yeah, it does look like a lot at first. I'm choosing Kobold Press spells and not because there's a bunch of different publishers on Roll20
Right.
that are all making some fun stuff. Um, so it's a lot at first, but start at level 1 and take those little bite-sized bits, and you will be there no time. So let me
Cool.
cancel that out. Discard and exit. Farewell. Um, all right, so let's get a little bit into, other than character stuff, what you can actually do with these pages. So I don't want to spoil anything for anyone who's actually going to run these, and all of these maps are actually set up with monsters.
Ah,
So within all of their secret little locations. So I actually put on another map.
ooh,
And this is from a pro pack and also Princes of the Apocalypse, I believe. So if you are a pro subscriber on Roll20, you already have access to this map pack, and it's set up with a tool called dynamic lighting, which for me is it's one of the funnest aspects of Roll20 because it actually lets you like experience the map um, as a little critter. So I'm going to get back out my guy, and I neglected to set the default token correctly. So let me fix that real quick.
okay. While I fix that, I just want to remind everyone that we will be giving away some codes for wordlings here on Roll20, folks. So stick
Yes.
around. We'll do that in a few. But again, if you have any questions, let us know in chat and we'll get right to those. Thank you.
Yes, I am happy to pause my little spiel at any
Awesome.
time.
So this
Uh,
is the dynamic lighting feature that you're about to show.
yes, so we've got a cool cave here. Oh, shoot. I just deleted the wrong guy. Come back out. There we go. So we've got this cool cave, and I want to make sure that while this little friend is going through this cave, that it's a fun like narrative experience. So
Mhm.
what I need to do is um, set up that he can see, right? It's good to make sure that everybody can see if they have the ability to. So we're gonna set up some night vision because we've got a
Oh,
dwarf, and we can actually tint that to be a different color. So let's make it like pink. Um, let's make it that it dims at 5 feet. That'll be fun. And then also we can we'll see light when he comes to some of these phosphorescent fungus that I've set
hmm.
up. So there we go. So now if I hit so if this was a player token, they would have access to this token and they would be able to move it around the map and whatnot. Since I'm the GM, I have all of the powers. I can see every map, I can see every token, everything like that. So if I want to see what my player sees, I can hit Control L. And so let
Ah,
me zoom in because I know that's zoomed out pretty far. But so we've got that pink tint on the
hmm.
token, right? Because it's the dark vision. And as I walk around, he'll stick in the little grid.
That
As
is
I walk
so
around,
cool.
it
I love
reveals,
that.
right? Yeah. So and then let me show you if we had a torch. So we'll give that one 20 feet of light. And so now
Ah,
that shows a little bit more, right? Because it doesn't have that dimming
look at
effect.
that. Wow.
Color's a little bit different. So if we get to the point where, hold on, I forgot how the map went. Let's turn off the, oh yeah, so now we've gotten up to this phosphorescent fungus, and
Hmm.
we can see the light even though we're not there yet, right? So we can be
Wow.
like, oh, there's something to look at over here. Boop, 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 boop. And so what's fun about this is that you know, when players can see the whole map, even if they can't see all of the, goblins and ghouls and whatnot, they'll start, jumping around, looking all over, going on their little adventures. And the
Yeah.
second you turn on like a lighting layer where they don't know what's around the corner,
Uh-huh.
everything changes. And you see people start being like 5 foot step, 5 foot step, 5 foot step, right? Because they're
Right?
they're not sure what's around the corner. So you
Yeah.
can you can set up, like goblin, and they'll be like, I go down the hallway, and then they're, oh no. And so it's super fun for dungeon delving and
Yeah.
that sort of stuff.
I love that. It really does add to that sense of adventure, right? And we are adventuring here and we don't know what's around the corner. And sure enough, it's hidden now. Oh, that's so cool.
And I love that that works with like any game, right? Like
Yeah.
you don't need to be playing Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, anything like that. Like any
Mhm.
game that's got dungeons, you can bring over here.
Oh, it's
So,
so cool.
and then I'll show off monsters because we haven't looked at one of those. So, since we're in a cave, let's put a little ankheg out. And so the tokens are already set to how big the monster is. So because this is a,
Uh,
large critters taking up more
mhm.
space. And then if you shift double click, you bring up people's character sheets. There's a whole bunch of shortcuts, and there's actually on the Roll20 wiki, there's a
Uh-huh.
huge list of them if you want to learn all the
So
fast
all those
stuff.
hotkeys are those already pre-baked into Roll20?
Yeah, so they have
Okay.
their own shortcuts for everything.
Nice.
And so monster stat block is smaller. So you don't have to go through quite as much. And you click the attacks the same way that you click anything else. And so, you got a bite. This one probably doesn't hit with an 8, but we'll bring up the damage just to show you. It rolls all of the extra dice for you,
Mhm.
and everything like that.
Just real quick, we actually had a question in
Oh,
chat really quick, and I thought it was
Oh,
a
okay.
good question to address. If I buy this stuff, how much do my players have to buy to play?
Oh, that's a great question.
Oh,
So
nice.
if you as the GM buy it, they have access to everything in it as well. So it just is in your journal right here. So you can, let's say that me and Ruel are playing and this is Ruel's character.
Mhm.
I just have to set up that this character is for Ruel to access, and he'll
Okay.
be able to look at this character sheet, update it, whatever. So,
Nice.
and as the GM, if I'm the one with the pro subscription, all of the players get to experience the map and all the
Nice.
dynamic lighting and everything like
Th-
that. So,
That's cool. And of course, all each of us as players, trivia, we would need our free account, like login, of course, right?
yes, yeah.
Okay.
And so it's the GM can have the pro account, and if your players want to purchase the pro account for you, they have a gifting program. So
Oh,
it's
cool.
it's easy for the players all band together and buy 6 months of pro for the GM or whatnot to.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, or you can buy books for your GM or anything like that as well. Token
Mhm.
packs. You're like, I want this guy,
Right.
or we
Right.
want to play on this map. So
Yeah. And then as far as GMing, can a GM just use like a free account just to sort of like give it a try and then, or
yeah.
okay,
So I will show you what you can do with a free account too.
awesome.
Um, and oh, I wanted to also show the jukebox.
Oh
So,
yeah, the jukebox. All
so
right.
Roll20 has a built-in music player. So there are a bunch of pre-generated tracks that you can search for and add in. But I also wanted to show that I believe you can add in your own. So I went
Oh,
and grabbed. My girlfriend happens to be a musician, and I said, "Please send me an MP3 that I can upload."
oh, that's cool.
So,
Neat.
I might have done a big song. I should have asked for something smaller. But yeah, so you can upload your own tracks.
Mhm.
And then you can also add them into different playlists. So, if you're prepping as a GM and you're like, "Ooh, I want a tavern, I want a cave, I want a snowy mountain," you can go and set all those up individually and then load them into the games.
Oh, that's so cool. I love that.
Are you in?
So then, yeah, just depending on what situation you're in, you could call it the correct or the correct like mood music, I
Yes.
guess. You know, whether you're in the like you said a tavern, I would assume it'd be a little more upbeat, and then right, or also unless you're like out in the like a snowy tundra, that would be a different style of
Right.
music.
Let me see. I don't remember if we set up my audio or not, but oh, I turned down my speakers all the way to make sure I didn't get any notifications during our. I can hear some music. Can anyone else hear music, or did we not set up my audio? If
I don't
not,
know.
I
Okay.
can confirm that we that I have loaded up a song and it is playing, which means it would be playing for the party once you hit it over here.
Nice.
So Yeah, so it's very easy to get your music tracks or to use ones that are already existing on Roll20. And let's see. Okay, here's one more like fancy thing. You can set up rollable tables in Roll20, and so when you're looking through a book and it'll have that big long encounter table, right? Like every 8 hours roll on this table, and you see some bandits or whatnot. You can set those up in Roll20. One at a time, right? So you can be like banding, wolf, and then you can actually roll from the table and it will pop up over here. And for a lot of the marketplace products, all of those have already been set up for you. So in Wordlings, there's one that's again some encounters. So this one is six critters drop onto your party. And so, you're like, oh, here, let's go get all the creatures and pull them onto the map. And now you already have an encounter ready to go.
Oh, that's so cool.
Super quick.
There was a quick question in chat regarding the music. Can you set music in a specific region on a map? So like when characters enter it, it would play automatically?
That is not a feature. As far as I'm aware, you like when you turn it on, it turns it on for all of the players at the same time. Gotcha. So it's not unique for each player, but it is for each game.
Nice.
Yeah, but that would be very cool. Yeah. You have your rogue that always separates out of the party and goes and runs over there. Then they get the boss theme.
Right.
That would be super fun. Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna. Does anyone have any other questions about Wordlings in particular that I can get before I show how to set up, any type of game on Roll20?
Let's just go through the chat real quick. Set pitches. Let's see it. Definitely best time. I don't. Desiree, do you see any questions? I don't see any questions that we need to take care of yet.
I think someone had asked if you're able to set a timer for the music. I think that's what they were asking.
Oh.
That's a good question. Yeah.
That is a good question. I will admit that I haven't played with the jukebox as much as I've played with map tools and characters and things like that. But you can set, I know you can set individual volume. You can set individual tracks to repeat. And you can also put them in order. So, I want this one followed by this one, or you can shuffle them. And you can also set their fade in and fade outs. But I don't think you can be like 5 minutes specifically, of this track.
And of course, players on their end, they can adjust their volume as well, right?
Yeah. So you as the GM can adjust the volume, and then each player can adjust the volume as well.
Awesome.
All right. So then I will show off. Let's, you're a GM that's been playing with a group for a long time. Due to everything going on, you are trying to move your game online. You don't necessarily want to mess with the character sheets or anything like that. You're just like, I want to move tokens on a map. How do I get to that level, right? Because we all roll our own dice, we all have our own sheets, but that's kind of the the collaboration that's really missing when you're not playing in person, right? So I have this little game.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, let's do a giveaway. Actually,
I'm getting so wrapped up in this, I totally forgot. Yeah, folks, let's give away a code, shall we? Desiree, do you just roll for the giveaway? Is that correct? People just have to be active.
Yeah, so they just have to be active in chat, and so I'll do the first roll. I believe we're gonna do it a couple times here, so stay active in chat. So let's do this first one here. Everyone's ready.
Yeah, folks, be active in chat, and you got a shot to win Wordlings here on Roll20. Got a drum roll there. Awesome. Thank you.
All right. So we have Anime Skippy has won the first giveaway. So I will be sending you a message. Well, yeah. Right. So you do have a couple other chances, so stick around, everyone.
All right. Thanks, Desiree.
Thank you. So all right, so I am a new GM. I am a free player, a free GM, and I'm just starting out. So when you make a new game, this is what you see. This checkerboard grid,
You have
where
your
you're
blank canvas.
your blank canvas, yes. And so what I like to do when I set up a game is have a place for the players to land, a landing page, if you will. And let me grab. I went through and was like, what if somebody was making an overlay game? So I only
Mhm.
found pictures that I could find by Googling overlay. So here we have beautiful cover
Oh yeah,
image. So
I love that art.
let's size that. Did I just move it? Yeah, I did. All right, so we sized it up to the page, and then we can right click on this one and let's make it on the map. So people can, like, maybe we'll put our tokens here, right? And
Hmm.
remember who's in the party and whatnot. So gonna edit this down so it's the right width. We need to take off 6 of those. Oh, and let's take off the grid because it doesn't matter. This is not a battle map. So let's take off that grid. Now we have a nice illustration for everybody to look at when they come into the game.
Nice.
And then let's make a handout for, you know, the world of overlay, because these are people who haven't played before. They're just we're like, I know everything about overlay. I don't actually. I have not yet had the pleasure of playing. I have looked through the book, but one day, I'm
Yes.
sure I will get into a game. But let's say that I'm wanting to teach them about the world, so I can upload, the beautiful art
Yeah.
um, into a handout, and then also we're gonna go to this big old library. So let's put some more art.
So this page, this is where your players would go into when they first logged in
Yes,
to
so
roll for
they'll
to your game.
they'll just see this, and
Nice.
they can't move around. Like, they can move their tokens if they're there, but they can't switch pages or anything like that, because that's
Okay.
something that I as the GM get to control. So I've made 2 little handouts, so while we're talking about the world and whatnot, I
Hmm.
can right click and I can show to players. And so now that will pop up on their screen and they can see this art while I'm talking about, like, you enter a big library and there's these, all of the librarians are these bird-like helpers, and everything like that, right? So we
Love it.
can we can share visual stuff. And then maybe in my notes, or I can if I want the players to have something, right, like librarian's name is Jonathan, and
Hmm.
whatever notes I want them to have access to. But down here in the GM notes, I can be like, Jonathan has a terrible secret, right?
Oh, that's so cool.
And player Y stole a book, right? So I can keep my notes for myself down here, but when the players are looking at it, they just see the art and whatever notes I left for them. So
They see all the pretties and all the
yeah.
shinies. That's so neat. I love that. I mean, again, it's just another way to use this tool to really, get immersed in the world here.
Yeah, and I like that you can, like, and for somebody like me, I like to stay organized. And I kind of need things in the same spot.
Hmm.
If I have my public, player notes, they can look at here, and then I've gone and done it over in, on paper in a handout way over there. I will never remember. So being able to have both in the same spot is super helpful.
Yeah.
Um, and then I wanted to show people how to set up a map using marketplace assets. And again, I have a ton of marketplace assets, so I went and pulled a bunch out all by
Oh,
myself,
whoa.
without needing to. You get an art library But again, because I have so many, it takes forever to sort through them all. So I just went and grabbed them out here. These are made by a marketplace creator who I'm a big fan of, named Yui Kami, who makes these super cute maps and tokens and things like that. And I think it's great for an all ages game that you don't want to be too scary, things like that.
Right.
So they sell a map asset pack where it's got all of these pieces as little tiles. So you can build your own, like, mushroom dungeon, or they have cave and jungle and a bunch of stuff like that. But this one's pre-done. They have laid it all together and it's just one image. So
that's cool. And again, that's as you as a GM, you would go to marketplace, purchase this, and it'd be available to your players.
Yeah, so
So
let me see
neat.
if I have a billion million, so we don't need to look at all of that.
Wow.
But so
we're gonna take this workshop all the way till tomorrow, friends. So stick around.
I'll go through every folder. But if you had less than that, you just click on your 3 or 4 and pull those out. But so I have a little map right here, and I've pulled out some things that I think will be cool. So like this is a very purple looking mushroom forest, and like I think I want to tell a story where something's like corrupting the mushrooms, or something's here that isn't supposed to be. So I went and pulled some different color mushrooms. So we've got some like really bright blue ones. So those don't look like they fit, right? Everything else is so purple and pink and whatever. So where I want the characters to go check out is over by this cave. So I'm going to put all of these purple mushrooms like coming out of this cave, and I can copy and paste really quick. I can flip things horizontal really fast. There's a bunch of like little token tools and stuff like that.
Very neat.
So and then I'm like, oh, I want them to go on the right path, right? So maybe I put a little blue one down here. Put a little blue one down here, so they start seeing like, oh, these are all coming from here. I should go check that out.
Yeah. Let's go eat them.
Yeah, quick, shove them all in your mouth. And maybe there's some, denizens of the forest to go talk to. So I can go put little guys around here, and then the keeper of the cave or whatever. So yeah, it's super fun to go and like try and tell a story with these. I love setting up a map. I set up a city map recently, where I put as many NPCs as I felt belonged in a city, and it took me a lot of hours, but I'm very excited to drop my players in and have them be like, oh, they're just people from wall to wall. But I was like, these ones own a little, bread store together, just having my own fun over here.
Someone had mentioned in chat earlier that it's a great way, this tools helps GMs keep their NPC names straight as well. Like, exactly who's who, right?
Oh yeah. So if you have any image that you've pulled out is considered a token. And so you can actually go into them. You don't need character sheets, anything like that. But this is Brunhilde, the best. And you click this little nameplate, and now it's there. So
neat.
You can have, and so these I was like, what are some good player character tokens?
That's so cool.
So yeah, you can set them up, and you can set who they're controlled by. Even if you're doing a no character sheet game, you still want to make sure the players can get there. You can do fancy things where you can set their little bubbles right here to be different things. So maybe it's health. When you save that, that'll pop up and give it a little bar and everything there too, so you can track people's health or AC or whatever else you're hoping to there. And I also like that they have auras. So you can make like let's say this little one has a fear aura or something like that, right? 20-foot fear, or 20, or a cuteness aura. of 20 feet. Um, so
Oh, how cute.
anyone who touches the aura is
That's
gonna
awesome.
see that.
Oh.
So
Before we continue, can we give out another code, Desiree?
yes, please.
Please, thank you, Trivia. Yeah, folks. Again, if you're active in chat, we're going to give away a code to Wardlings here. Just hang tight, and we're going to roll for that, and we'll find out a winner real soon.
All right, so I'm gonna roll.
Okay, who is going to be in that winner aura? We're going to find out in just a second.
We have James of Brazil has won the giveaway.
James, my friend James, congrats! Well done, friend.
Woohoo!
Enjoy.
So I'll be messaging you shortly, James.
Awesome, James in the house. Love it. Congrats,
All right,
friend. Okay.
Let's turn off this cuteness aura. That spell has run out. All right, yeah. So then when you're all complete, you know, you can edit this page how you want to close it up. Anything like that. If you so this is what you can do with a free level account. Like you could even have, you know, found these images on Google and whatnot. You know, there's a ton of map makers that are releasing their stuff for free on you know, Twitter or Reddit or different communities like that. So it's really quite accessible to get all these things together. And you know, you can get little monster tokens and whatnot, and just drag them in. Free accounts like have a library limit. So if you're uploading huge maps, huge maps, you may fill that one up. But you can delete out any assets that you aren't using anymore and free up that space again. Or the different subscription levels have different library limits.
Right.
So once you're up
I
to
love
pro,
this art. I feel like this is like perfect for Wardlings. You know, it's super
right?
cute,
Isn't
and
it
it's
so
just
cute?
yeah. I think what's the word nowadays? Adorbs, is that right? Yeah,
Adorbs, yeah.
yeah, it's adorbs.
It's totes adorbs.
Totes adorbs. Thank
Um,
you.
I especially like the little you know, Maho Shoujo set.
Oh,
They've done a whole set of like monsters and player characters that are done in like a very cute, you know,
oh,
anime girl style. And I want to play a whole, you know, fantasy RPG campaign where
totally.
we're all magical girls and we get our little heart
Oh,
poof spells.
I love
Things like
it. That
that.
is perfect.
Um but oh, and I was going to show you. So if you do end up with a plus or pro subscription on Roll20, that's what unlocks that dynamic lighting. And I will show you
Okay.
how to set that up. Actually,
Ooh,
if
yeah, that'd be
you
neat.
have your own maps and you want to give everyone that lighting experience, so the dynamic lighting is housed on its own layer. So you click that, and then you want to grab the line tool. And at Roll20, we would normally use blue and orange because they're the least affected by color blindness.
Hmm.
But you know, whatever floats your boat for a line that you'll know. And then you just start drawing where you want the walls to be. And this is a pretty open map, so it's not quite as intuitive, but you know,
Hmm.
can you can't go through all those trees. And then, you know, maybe oops, you hit escape and that will stop your line. Um, and so like let's have that be a kind of a little hallway. We can put a little hallway over here. I'll just close that off. All right, now if we are, let's go back and I'll show you what that did, right? Right
Hmm.
now it just looks like lines. What's that? It's nothing. And I have to get off my drawing tool. And let's set up your vision. So you can see, congratulations.
Right, I can see.
And you emit 30 feet, beautiful light. And then let me make sure the page has the lighting turned on. Nope, there we go.
Ah.
Oh, and I'll show you another thing too called Explorer mode. So this is a mode that works like Fog of War in real-time strategy games,
Hmm.
where it kind of shows you where you've been which I think is very, very fun. Okay, so
Aha.
so we've got our little our little critter down here, and so when we go on an adventure, see how we can't
Yep.
see past that? That's that line I drew. And then, while I'm up here, here's where I've been. So this is what the Explorer mode does, is it
Okay.
leaves it in um, grayscale. And so, me being the GM,
Hmm.
let's say that they're over here talking to a mushroom or whatnot, and there's, goblins or whatnot that are coming into the rest of the forest, right? I can go put
Right.
them here, and until they come back, it won't update. So they
Okay.
won't, they'll be like, oh, I remember we were going this way. And then all of a sudden,
Ah.
oh no. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's so cool. What a neat feature.
yeah. So Explorer mode is very fun
Amazing.
if you want people to be able to see the whole map while they're
Yeah.
running around. That can be helpful for mazes, and you get to decide whether or not you want to
Yeah.
let your players remember where they've been. Um, but yeah, there we go. So there's how you
So
set up
neat.
dynamic lighting.
I love this dynamic lighting feature. And again, I've been so just mesmerized by it. I really want to play. Not only do I want to play with the dynamic lighting, I want to play with this art. With
Yes.
all these characters are so cute. And it's like, oh my gosh, sign me up now.
I love the Yui Kami tokens. They're
Yeah.
my favorite.
Brilliant.
Um,
Um,
all
Trivia for someone that's like absolutely brand new to roll 20. Can you give any like what were like some like very like high level or just the top tips that you would give to someone that's brand new to roll 20?
I would say to check out. There's a lot of people doing awesome streams of setting up their own games.
Oh,
So
okay.
you can look up like GM prep streams. I know Roll20 presents, so their own streaming group does these sometimes where they'll be
Hmm.
setting up even for specific games. So you're like, I want to run some D&D, or I want to run kids on bikes, or things like
Oh,
that. You
okay.
can go and search for a prep stream for those games to see how somebody uses Roll20 to get those set up. And otherwise, my biggest piece of advice is don't get too wrapped up in doing it perfect.
Yeah.
Your first time or anything like that. Like, have fun, right? Like the
Yep.
whole purpose is to come and tell stories together. So every if everyone's learning a new tool, there's going to be sometimes where somebody clicks the wrong thing or can't find the menu or whatever, but like,
Yeah.
don't let that stop you from having fun.
Yeah. I think
uh
that's such a great piece of advice. Like these are tools to help you tell stories, and the focus should be on the stories, right? We're telling stories together, enjoying each other's company, and these will make them even better.
yeah, and it, like, especially now, like, it's such a nice time to spend time with your friends, where maybe you live in the same city but you're not gonna overlap your bubbles, or you're
Hmm.
playing with people that have moved away and that you were gonna visit but now you can't. Like, being able to just have a night where you spend 4 hours you know hitting dragons with swords and whatnot is so good for your spirit. And Roll20 has a lot of like tabletop games and card games like Fiasco, or
Oh,
uh,
nice.
things like that, where even if you don't want to play a tabletop game, you just want to sit and play some sort of game together.
Yeah.
There are options for that. I also like a Quiet Year. Not to just talk about things that are on the Roll20 marketplace,
Mhm.
but a Quiet Year is a map making game. So you can either
Oh,
use tokens or you can even draw with the drawing tools, and everyone draws bad with a mouse, so it's fine.
nice.
Where you're just playing games with your friends. So um, yeah, it's a great way to spend time together in a
That's so
collaborative
awesome.
medium.
Yeah. On that note, can we give away another code for Wordlings?
Yeah.
All right, let's do that. So, friends, whoever's been active in chat, as long as you're active, you are automatically entered to win Wordlings here on Roll20, and Desiree will be rolling for the winner in just a second.
All right. I was muted. Hello.
Oh,
I'm going to roll.
Hello.
Sorry about that. And we're rolling. And we have, let's see, Mac to the Gal. I believe that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Mac to the gal. Congrats. Well done. Enjoy awardlings here on Roll20. Um, Trivia. Another question
Yeah.
for some of the more veteran players out there. Any tips or tricks that you can share with them as they dive
Yeah.
deeper into Roll20?
So if all of this so far has seemed like a children's toy, the definitely the like where the magic starts to happen is with API scripting. And you don't even know how, or you don't need to know how to do API scripting, but learning how to install them and everything.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big community of people who are very passionate about Roll20 and passionate about making cool tools for Roll20. Things like something that will keep track of your ammo. So every time your ranger or
Oh,
whatnot
yeah.
clicks their arrow, it'll mark an arrow off their quiver to different movements, or there's a bunch of them, and there are some for games that aren't necessarily like partnered with Roll20 that will make playing them on Roll20 easier.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking of there's a Star Wars D6 game that uses custom dice.
Okay.
And so it'll, like, if you use that API, the sheet like will have all the cool dice and stuff like that. So if you're
Nice.
looking for the next level, I recommend APIs.
API. There it
um,
is.
yeah, and oh, I wanted to show you also,
Yeah.
if you are if you have a pro subscription, there's also an effects menu that will make spell effects for you.
Oh, what?
So
Okay.
if you're wanting to do another level of immersion, right? Let's do some bubbling magic on our beautiful magical girl.
Oh.
So it has different. It has you can like make breath
Whoa.
weapons, and you can set what colors they are. I think these are super fun. Um,
That's amazing. Look at that. Oh,
some
yeah.
fire breath. We've got what do we got? Oh, a missile.
Oh, whoa.
Ooh. So yeah, if you want to bring some extra storytelling to your GMing, you can have some fun with that. I really like acid. That's fun.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So um
So these are on the pro account. Are these the ones that are baked in already, or are this on the marketplace as well?
these are baked in. So
Okay, nice.
you just go to this little lightning bolt tool, and it'll
Oh.
bring up this extra little thing. And every time somebody finds this for the first time, it's like, all right, I'll be back
Oh,
in 15 minutes
seriously.
while you go through and hit all of
Yeah.
these.
I,
Yeah.
I would be sitting there, pew 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 pew.
Oh, and I forgot to show off one thing, which I actually have to install in this game really quick, which is another marketplace item, but they're called token markers. So if you are, I have another set by Yui Kami because I'm addicted. Uh, if you're wanting to have easy ways to mark things like fatigued, blinded, any sort of status, things like that, a great way to do so is with token markers.
Mhm.
And there's actually a default set in Roll20, which are these, they've got little dots and things like that. But
Mhm.
Iwikami, oh, and all these icons are also default. So
Oh, okay.
heartbreak,
Oh.
radioactive, um, and they just go right on top of the token. Iwikami has made a very cute set.
Oh, wow.
We've got little emoticons on
Emoticons
there,
are great.
and you can keep putting them on. They eventually get a little hard to read,
Yeah.
but if you really did a number on that boss, sometimes that's fun. Um, but yeah, so this is another way that, even without a character sheet or whatnot,
Mhm.
you're just trying to do some combat. um you can keep track of those things.
Right.
And
Oh,
now
that's
I
so
have
cool.
shown off everything.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah.
So I'm happy
Yes.
to answer any specific questions too.
Awesome.
I was trying to do XYZ and I couldn't figure it out. If we have time,
Yeah.
I haven't
Uh,
looked at the clock.
Let me see. I'm checking chat. Do we have any questions in chat, Desiree?
I haven't seen any.
Yeah, we've been sort of answering them as we go along here.
Cool. That works.
But yeah, there's a lot of love in chat for Iwakami art, so that's a good thing.
Good.
People are very into it. A lot of people in chat actually knew about it already, so that's sort of cool.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes. Cutest tokens on the marketplace. TM.
Mm.
And there's a huge breadth of styles too. You know, if the cute stuff isn't quite your thing, they've got realism. There's black and white. There's ink drawings. It can really fit your game how you're playing it. Which is I think it's really fun when you can theme all of the art to the style of game that you're playing, and it just helps like push it over the edge into like noir or hard sci-fi or what have you. So yeah,
That's so it's just amazing to me that this is out there, and it's I mean I'm just so into this whole thing. Like, I want to play now, like right now.
Want to start a game with me where we play all Iwakami?
Yes, nothing but Iwakami, and I just want the little special effects. Pew pew pew. I want to see those everywhere. Desiree, do we have any more codes to give out, or do we have?
We have one more.
One more. Can we, folks? If you're active in chat, let us hear you, let us see you, and you'll be entered into a giveaway for Wardlings here on Roll20. Good luck, everybody. Desiree will be rolling that in just a minute here. Anything else, trivia, that you'd like to highlight before we wrap things up?
Oh, if you are looking to play on Roll20 and you don't have a group, there is a looking for group tool. So GMs can post the type of game that they're running, and if they need more people, there are also GMs for hire. So if you have a bunch of players but nobody wants to GM, a common issue in the gaming space, you can hire somebody who will do it for you.
So awesome.
And a lot of those GMs have all of the stuff, for whatever game that they like to play. So if you're really wanting to play a game that you haven't tried before, even, it can be a good way to try that out with somebody who already knows how to do it too. So it can be a great way to try out a new game that you haven't before.
Awesome.
All right, I'm gonna roll. Here we go.
Okay, here we go, folks. Good luck to everyone. I hope you are hit by the winner's aura. Here we go.
And we have, speaking of aura, subatomic aura 1.
Subatomic aura, there you go.
How strange.
I read your mind, subatomic. Congratulations, subatomic aura. Desiree shall be contacting you soon with the info for that.
Oh, and I should say, if you are an artist that makes stuff and you want it to be on Roll20, check out their contact link, and you can put, I want to be a marketplace artist, and there's a specific ticket that you fill out where you link examples of your stuff. And then
cool.
you can sell your stuff on the Roll20 marketplace. So
wow,
yeah.
Amazing. Okay.
Become like Iwakami and fill games with cuteness or grim darkness or what have you.
Right. Who knows? The next Iwakami may be in chat right now.
Yes, you could be the next Iwakami.
Okay. Before we get going, any final comments or thoughts, trivia, before we get out of here?
No, I'm super excited to be a part of the Renegade team. It's super exciting, and I'm really glad that I get to like bring sort of some virtual tabletop stuff into the development of games too. Sometimes when you're bringing a game onto Roll20, if nobody's thought about the virtual tabletop aspect, it can be like, how do we get this in here? And so I'm really excited that I get to be a part of the pre-process, so I can be like, let's make sure it's got maps, and things like that. So yeah, awesome. I'm super jazzed.
Yeah, and we are super excited. Everyone here is excited, folks in chat, everyone watching. Thank you again for joining us. This is been an amazing workshop. I've learned a lot. I've actually, the biggest lesson I've learned is I want to play an RPG ASAP. So that is the number one lesson. But y'all have fun out there. Thank you again for joining us. Renegade Con is happening all weekend long. So there's a ton of stuff happening. Go check out the Renegade website for the schedule. You can join the Renegade Discord to stay in touch and connect with others. Follow us on all the socials, either Play Renegade or Renegade Studios. And also, there's going to be a bunch of giveaways throughout the weekend. There's panels, workshops. You can play games. There are a ton of games going on. Again, please check out the Discord and everything else. And there it is in chat. You all can check that out. And on behalf of Trivia and the voice of the Meeple, Desiree, I'd like to say thank you. Have a great weekend. And remember, Renegades, play your games. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.